Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. Glad that you are watching tonight. If you're watching this live, that is so cool. If you are watching this on a replay, whether it be Wednesday, Thursday, or beyond, thank you for tuning in and getting to listen to a visit tonight between me and the person who is the most frequent guest on BCP Live. That's right. Time number 4 here for Brandon Martin with the Blue Zones Project. And he's, more than just that. He's Brandon Martin. He's community man. He is super guy. And he's a friend of mine too. So, that's pretty cool. Brandon,
Kind words.
What are you doing on a Tuesday night, man?
Well, I'll be honest with you. We just got done having a men's group. So we got together with some gentlemen and really just trying to live life together and to influence each other in a positive manner. We say that there was only one man that could have ever done this life alone, and he chose to do it with 12 others. So
there you go.
We want to do the same.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Dottie, hi. Glad you are on board tonight and you got here for the early part. So we appreciate that. Listen, a couple of things to talk about, and I have not a long agenda tonight, which is really one of those things that when I was pastoring, my wife was always concerned when I would, lead off and say, I really don't think it's going to be a long message tonight. Then, just, strap in. We're going to be here for a while. I found that not to be the case. I just want you guys to stick around for a little bit and hear what we're going to talk about. Number one is this. We have stuff that is happening in Bryan County this very week, just 2 days from now. And let me bring up a quick graphic here from the discoverdurant.com website. How about that? The fall concert series starts this week. Thursday night shows, 6 shows, and they start this Thursday, September 23rd. Fall will already have fallen, and it will hopefully bring its nice weather in
at least till next week.
Yeah, exactly. Jason Boland and the Stragglers going to be in town, and that is on Thursday night. So there you go. Brandon, you're going to be there, aren't you?
Yes, we will. So this is a huge, I think, undertaking in general, but also huge for our community as Discover Durant helps bring in this 6-week series. But, in a lot of concert series that you see, you've got a couple of bands that, you hear about and you're like, okay, cool. But this is like 6 big time bands and groups that are coming in over the next 6 weeks, and it's a huge opportunity for our community in regards to economically, but 2, it's a good way for us to be able to showcase our community and what we have to offer. There's so many great shops downtown and so many great people that are local here that own those. And we just want to see them thrive. And this is a perfect example of when you bring something like this in. I mean, it shows what our community is about, and it's for the development of those that live here, the enrichment of the community. And this is, a prime example of bringing something awesome to the masses.
Jason Boland and the Stragglers. If you need more information, go to discoverdurant.com, which is actually where this graphic shows up. You can also call it 924-0848. Now, this is an event where you're invited. There aren't going to be chairs out for this event. So bring your own lawn chair, bring your own, fold-out chair. There's so many different cool contraptions anymore. I mean, there's so many neat ways that you can sit and enjoy an evening. No ice chests or large containers. However, there will be drinks that are made available for you. So you won't just get out there. First off, you're not going to melt. I don't believe. I think it's going to be nice and pleasant, but you're not going to waste away from thirst or starvation, because there's so many other businesses that are going to be open for you and ready to take care of you when you come out and watch Jason Boland and the Stragglers here at the Discover Durant Fall Concert Series. Now, we're here on BCP Live. I'm Joey McWilliams, along with Brandon Martin here tonight. And another thing about it, too, Brandon, is that some of the local organizations are helping to be a part of this, including Imagine Durant, Durant Main Street, the Chamber of Commerce, along with, of course, Discover Durant. I think lots of groups helping out.
Yeah, so I know that it says it right there on the graphic, but for those of you that don't know and can't see it, it's free. So I think that should be emphasized from that standpoint.
That's true, too. I buried the lead, man. I should have led with that. Sorry.
Free Fall concert. Yeah, we can sing it next time. But yes, all these organizations are coming in, and Imagine Durant and Durant Main Street are going to they have a concession stand out there, so you can come out and get food from that perspective. But these local restaurants around there, Roadhouse, Our Hibachi, even Opera House is going to be staying open a little bit later. Main Street, Roma's, Craft Pies, all these little restaurants are around our area. They're looking forward to it for sure. There's going to be some signboards that are up at the entrances that you can use a QR code to get to their websites that you can order online. They're going to have food that can be picked up that way. It's a big undertaking, though, for these organizations. So it's awesome that there's so much collaboration going on. So, the one thing that probably needs to be known that is that there will be specific entrances to get in and out of the market square. So this is being held on Market Pine Roadhouse and those other businesses there.
Right there on First Avenue.
Absolutely. So all of that's going to be blocked off. So you got to think that market square, for the most part, is going to have rail systems or barricades all around it. And we're going to be limiting that to a couple of different entrances. One of them being the main entrance is going to be in the Pocket Park area. And the main reason for this is just to be able to keep kind of traffic flow down. The fact that we aren't allowing any, and I say we as in that whole organizations, all the groups that are part of it, Discover Durant, there's not going to be any large ice chests or large coolers, containers to be brought in. There will be water for sale there, and it's going to be at an affordable price. I mean, the objective here is to offer items up for the community at an affordable price. We don't want to gouge you with a $5, water. We're going to be selling it for $1 a piece. So it's not anything astronomically crazy. But the objective is people to be able to come out, enjoy what they're seeing, enjoy the weather, enjoy the concert, enjoy what these organizations are doing for the community, and support the local businesses around. They're expecting 500 to 1,000, if not more, people to be at these concerts, and that's just a huge influx of what our community is getting on a Thursday night.
Right here in Bryan County, I think that's a big deal for a concert like that. And I think those numbers are big and hopefully hold up. I think that's something cool. One of the things also too, you're mentioning the fact that Market Square, that area is going to be blocked off on Thursday. So be prepared for that. Folks that you may normally travel up and down First Avenue, Evergreen in Durant, if you're working your way through town, that part's going to be blocked off.
Right.
So you're going to have to park somewhere else if you're used to parking in that area. The other thing is this, that with all of the businesses in downtown Durant, and there's so many more, and there seem to be more all the time. The businesses are growing. Our local businesses are picking up. We need to be able to, park somewhere and walk up and down the streets. And to be able to do that, I think it's really neat. We can, if you park a little ways away, it's okay. I know you take your Fitbit or your phone. Like I keep my phone with me. Mrs. Patriot wants me to get a Fitbit. I think I'm in decent shape, but she's always concerned. She wants to take care of me and my heart and all of that. So I'm fine with that. My point is that I'm getting some steps in anyway. So it's beneficial anyway around. It's not going to be too hot, but it's okay. I say this, and someone may correct me on this. I hope that you don't. But it's all right to walk a little bit more sometimes. We can afford to do that. I think that may even be a Blue Zones idea, Brandon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it's an idea that Blue Zones we didn't think about first. We just definitely piggyback off of the notion and the science behind it. Ultimately, we are not one of those groups that says you have to get into a gym to make a transformation in your life. Little things like just walking 30 minutes a day can make such a change. And you're absolutely right about the walking in the downtown area and the parking. I think on one of our first shows we talked together, we talked about Shane Knight with Theorem Design taking a layover of, I believe it was 1st Street to 4th Street and Evergreen and Main Street, and put it to literally the Walmart parking lot. So at 1st Street, you could get the milk, and on 4th Street was the back of the Walmart parking lot. Now, most people don't park at the back of the parking lot, but if you're parking on 2nd Street, it's the same as walking from like one of the very front row parking spots to get the milk. So the objective of that layover was literally to just show that it's not that far, and that it's more of a mindset than it is a parking issue for our community. So, there's parking spots behind what's caked up in that building behind there. There's parking over there by the BFW. I believe that there's going to be, like, the First Baptist Church is going to allow some parking on that side, and Gabbert Communication around there. There's parking. And the beauty of it about being in September 23rd is that it's only going to be in the 80s. So we don't have to worry about 120 degrees and getting overheated by just stepping outside the car. So
that took place on Saturday.
It was.
I lived through that this weekend. We're not going to see that.
How ridiculous is that?
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I lost. Look, I was out broadcasting in Commerce, Texas, with
my
Midwest
alma
Sports
mater.
Saturday. Really, is that your alma mater?
Texas A&M in Commerce, where I got my bachelor's degree.
The Lions lost. I'm sorry, but anyway, I was broadcasting. I literally lost weight. The reason I know I lost weight is I could see it all on the ground in front of me. I was dripping. Oh my goodness, that's probably more information than you needed to know on here. Hi, Jamie Templeton. Good to see you tonight. Again, probably more information, Jamie, than you needed to know, but it's nice to see you in the comment section there. But yeah, I lost weight, Brandon. I know I did.
I'm proud of you, though. I don't know if I should be or not. Hopefully you stayed hydrated enough.
I'm just glad I'm here to tell the story. That's
right.
The only thing. So
I think with the big thing, like you said, with
parking,
the parking lots, is with the concert series, is just knowing that there is parking. You are going to have to walk a block or so to get there. And the main entrances to get into the market square will be through the Pocket Park, and then I believe there's going to be one near Evergreen and 2nd Street on that side over there. So the objective of that is just really to keep people safe, entering in and out, and kind of keep it just in general a collected area, so that a conformed area to people can, and if there's an emergency, it's not like they're giant walls. I mean, they're barricades. So if there's an emergency, people can get through. Don't worry, but we're praying that there's not an emergency.
Right.
I have faith in that. By the way,
and I agree with you on that. I'm gonna have kids there, and I like to, even though my kids are getting older now, that still it's nice to keep them in an area. Hey, if you're gonna step away from my side for a little bit, stay within this little section. You kind of know where your area is there. So anyway,
and part of that, real quick, I do want to say this because I'll forget,
go ahead.
because that's in my mind. We do still need volunteers. So if anybody is interested in helping with whether it's moving traffic along, or directing people, or just being at an entrance welcoming, I think that you can never have enough people just sitting there with a smile on your face. Hey, welcome. You can come to me. I'll be in the Pocket Park, right between Roadhouse and that little park there. We'll give you a vest and kind of assign you to an area. But we do need that. We need volunteers left and right. I heard another conversation tonight just saying, hey, we can't get enough volunteers. So let's start changing that one volunteer at a time. Well,
and you said it before. A lot of these things are just mindsets, and we can make those shifts so that the more that we choose to do. We have a big event coming up in the community very soon,
October 2nd.
That's exactly right. And I know that you probably have a lot to say about that. So I want to give you an opportunity to promote that, because it's something that is so Bryan County community wide. An event on October 2nd. So what's that?
Yeah. So I'll first of all say that it's not a Blue Zone event, but it falls right in line with what my passion is and what we stand for with Blue Zones Project. So this is an event called Serve Day. You've got a conglomeration of churches here in the community that have come together. That this is something that they've typically done in I call it pre-COVID. Era, in 2019 and before, where these churches would come together and they would do service projects throughout the community. And so this year it's happening again, but this year they're hoping for a larger turnout. And the objective behind it is just to look at our community that we are prideful of. We have pride in this community, but yet it's kind of like our bodies. We may love ourselves, but are we taking care of ourselves? Well, we have pride and we love our community, but are we really taking care of it? A pastor recently said in one of his sermons that when we brought sin into the world, ultimately we everything that God created was supposed to be more beautiful than what it is. So our job, our purpose is to cultivate what God's creation is. So if we have pride in our community and we have pride and we see the beauty around us of what we have, why are we not cultivating it in more in a more of an essence, right? So Serve Day, October 2nd, is just an opportunity to serve the community. So I know you will. On the mental health side, people will start intentionally seeing each other, reaching out a helping hand, not as a gift per se, but as a lift up to their brothers and sisters in the community. And in ultimately, it's just what I talk about a lot, Joey, is about intentionality. How do we intentionally see those in need, or just see our brothers and sisters on a daily basis and show them love, perfect love?
That is a word I'm glad you brought up, because it was running around up here as well. Intentionality. That is a huge word, and it's not just because it's a $10 word in length that you don't use all the time. It's just a big word. It's very encompassing, and I think it goes a long way when we do things with an intentionality, when we set out to do certain things, and we're effective in that. So anyway, yo, Mama Mermaid, glad you're watching tonight. Appreciate you stopping by. You're watching on YouTube, and most folks watch this show on Facebook. You can watch it also on YouTube as well, and the subscribers are growing even for the YouTube channel. I would give a shout out not only to the Bryan County Patriot YouTube channel, but I'm also going to throw this one out here really quickly. The Midwest Sportsnet YouTube channel, which is a part of the Emerald Quest umbrella under which I sit right now. And Brandon, you're sitting under it with me right now. In proximity. Okay. The Midwest Sportsnet YouTube channel, please subscribe. We're almost to 700 subscribers there, but the Patriot is almost to 200 subscribers on YouTube. So shout out there. Michelle, glad you're watching, and thanks for letting Linda know. I appreciate that. Kathy Fuss says, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here really quickly. Kathy giving a shout out to Brandon. On point tonight.
Thank you,
Kathy.
So
appreciate that as well. And yeah, words run around up here a lot. They really do, Brandon. I'm sorry.
Words.
There are lots of things that run around up here, and unfortunately, sometimes they trip and fall too. So I don't.
That's okay. I have to write down so many words just so I remember them.
Well, I'm glad you all are watching tonight again. Thank you for Facebook, YouTube. This actually, and I'll throw this out here too. I don't think anyone watches on this avenue, but it's actually live on the Bryan County Patriot Twitter feed as well.
Wow. Is Twitter still around?
Case. It is. Oh, my goodness.
I really didn't, Joey. I'm sorry. I knew that. I'm just going to say it. When President Trump left, I thought they might have just got rid of Twitter. I figured that's why people were still hanging around.
I'm telling you, that's all right. So we have Serve Day coming up. We have the concert series. We have the concert series on the 23rd. And by the way, it's not just on the 23rd. It'll be on the 23rd. It'll be on the 30th. It'll be on October 7th, 14th, 21st. And 28th. So 6 consecutive weeks of the Discover Durant concert series. And by the way, that's not also, I used the phrase, by the way, 7 times, I think, in the last 2 minutes. That's not also always, excuse me, slow down. That is not only for the concert series. There is a musical arts series as well that Southeastern is putting on that takes place in the fall too. We can talk about that a little bit later on. So there we go.
Yeah. So this is I'll say it's a huge month for, just what we and the community have going on. For us with Blue Zones, October 6th is National Walk and Bike to School Day. And so we are hosting that. Blue Zones Project is hosting that with the all schools, intermediate and below. And we have some locations that if you're a parent of a student in DISD, be looking out for a flyer that should be going out this week on Thursday and your students' packets. But, we encourage students to get out there and join us at these locations. There'll be a map that you'll be able to see which location that kind of associates to your school. But, it's interesting, Joey. I mean, I won't go too on about it, but, we have sadly got to a point, and it's not our school's fault. I believe it wholeheartedly. It just becomes a part of staffing, and we're not just, our schools are having just as many issues as we are across the board with finding quality people that want to work and want to serve. But, we know that test scores actually rise up when students get out and they get active in the morning with walking, biking, in the afternoon, and so forth. But when you don't have enough staff to be able to do that, it really hinders that. So, I just say that I think it's encouraging that we want to do these opportunities more. We want to do walking school buses on a weekly basis. But it's such an undertaking that with us only having 3 people, we got to rely on those volunteers. And it's something that we don't want to rely on the teachers to do. We don't want to add more to their plate where it's something else they have to worry about. We want them to be invited, obviously, but we just don't want to make them be the ones that have to plan it and run it. So we look for businesses in the organization or in our community to maybe sponsor a site to where they send people out to volunteer to walk kids to school. I look at not just our youth in Durant, but I look across the board, and it's sad to see when the biggest impact that their students these children get, are from the teachers. And sometimes the only positive reinforcement for life that they get are from these teachers. So how do we potentially, as these organizations, we need to get more involved with breathing life. We need to get more involved with speaking truth into these students, that they can have different opportunities and that there is hope. But it takes us standing up and being a voice of hope and reasoning for them. And I think it starts with things like those walk and bike to school events where we have an opportunity to show love again to the members of our community.
Now, I was enjoying those events too. Shout out, by the way, to Jack Robertson, the Team Taxoma Skywarn Network team leader, who is on board tonight. It is, and I appreciate you, Jack, for stopping by tonight. I got to, as a parent, go on those bike and walk to school days, and where we lived at the time, and I'm talking about with the three little Patriots, the younger 3 of the 5 kids, and we would take their tricycles or their bikes, and they would start at a certain place. It was over by the what used to be the Choctaw headquarters building. Right. And is where they would start to get to Northwest Heights. And so we would go out there.
The same location will be this year for that same school.
Yeah. And drive our get the tricycles with the little bikes out of the car or the minivan. Yes, we've had a minivan before. I've been, got to be true parent there, minivan. So we had the minivan, and we would get out, and I would walk with them and let them ride their tricycles or their bikes, however old they were, and ride to school. And it was a fun thing. It really was. We didn't do it all the time. I mean, something like you're talking about with some kind of consistency and doing it more regularly, but it was, and the kids remember that, and they had fun. And by the time they got to school, it's just like what you said, they were already ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, so I'll hop on the Facebook page here in a few minutes, and I'll drop in our email address. So if you have an organization or you want to get involved volunteering, even if you don't have a student, another thing that I talked to our team about real quick with this was I want to put out flyers through all the homes that are across those routes, because I want to see people getting out of their homes that morning and just cheering the students on as they walk into school. Again, how do we give purpose? How do we add value to what these students do every single day that could become mundane and repetitive? But just doing little things like that just shows how much people care about the future of what our community and the future of our nation will be.
And Brandon, you mentioned that too, about mundane and repetitive. As adults, sometimes things can seem to be mundane and repetitive even when we get to go to work. But if you take time out of your day to bless a child, then you'll remember that as well. You will remember that as well. So there you go. That keeps it from being mundane and repetitive for you as an adult, as the man of the house, whatever role that you happen to fill. All of us fill our different roles. I like to think of myself as the man of the house. I like to think of myself as a man outstanding in his field, and Mrs. Patriot sometimes just has me outstanding in a field. So anyway, that's
hair flowing in the wind.
All right. Jack says the Bryan County Patriot Crew is, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. You throw that out there. The talk of the town in my hometown of Durant, Oklahoma. There we go. All right.
Love it.
We will take that tonight. Brandon, a part of that.
Where were
Kathy, by the way, reminding us again that October 3rd is serve
October
Serve
2nd.
Day. Excuse me, October 2nd is Serve Day. That is the Saturday. So that is cool.
All right. So I think there's a Serve Day website, Facebook it, Serve Day Durant, I believe. I'm probably butchering that, but there's actually some signups on there. So if you are interested, you can find a location or whatnot that you can sign up for. They're trying to be strategic in regards to what they're trying to get help for. So it's a good opportunity there. Again, I'll drop my email address in the chat box and you can email me and I'll get you a link.
Well, now I promised this would not be a long night tonight. So, that's
I'll stop.
We're not gonna we're not gonna make it a long night. All right, we're looking this up here really quickly. There is a serveday.com, but this is for 2022. I don't think this is us.
All right.
So it may be somewhere else. So anyway, but Brandon knows what he's talking about. Somewhere out there in cyberspace, on the internets, is on the interwebs. There we go. There's a Serve Day, Durant. You're looking for it right now, aren't you?
I am. Sorry.
This is a live broadcast, and Brandon's just surfing the web.
Surfing the web for valuable information for your viewership.
There we go. All right. Well, that is okay. While Brandon's doing that, let me give a shout out really quickly. I appreciate all the folks here and all of you who are watching tonight, all of you that commented. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Those that put the little emojis up there, that like and love and laugh at this broadcast. You are very much appreciated. There are a lot of folks that help with the Bryan County Patriot, with the BryanCountyPatriot.com website, and some of the sponsors here, they include All Seasons Travel, Triple T Estates. That's a new place. Jesse Lewis, if you haven't checked that out, you need to. Bryan Agri Products, as well as Express Employment. That's here in town. Sasha and her group doing a fantastic job. Firehouse Subs, Hausner's, Prices Printing, Taco Casa, Van Meter Realty, Remax, the Land Division, Corner Drug, and the Country Framer. So, among others, very, very thankful to all of those. In that time, Brandon, did you find something?
I did. I shot it in the chat.
All right, there it is. There it is. Facebook. Oh, Serve Durant. Okay, it's on Facebook, so it has a Facebook page. All right. There we go. It is in the comment section now. You can find that. So that is cool. Anything else, by the way, Brandon? Talk about Blue Zones really quickly as we get to wrap up our time tonight.
I just think I give a shout out to our team and just some things that we've been able to accomplish recently. Last Tuesday we were able to be a part of City Council passed the comp plan for Durant, and that's a huge win for our community moving forward and envision 2040 of what our community may look like, or what the hope is our community looks like in the future, as well as updating the tobacco policy for Durant. And so our team right now is actually in the process of getting some signage created that we can get out to not just a downtown area, but looking at the parks and other places where, again, the future of our community and our nation continues to play.
That is cool. Well, I'm glad. I always like it when there's a positive story like that, something that it's going to benefit our community, that's going to benefit Bryan County. A lot going on, and we didn't, seriously, folks, we did not scratch the surface of what all is happening in Bryan County right now and in this community. The big thing we wanted to mention tonight, of course, the Serve Durant, which is really cool. Also, the concert series. Let me put this right back up here. Kathy, I appreciate you a whole lot. You are incredibly cool. Thank you very much. And to answer a question, by the way, Mama Mermaid threw out just a moment ago, where was this walking to school when we were little?
Because we already walked to school.
Yeah. Uphill, both ways.
Both ways.
In the snow.
The sun. Snow.
I don't know.
It's
in the sun in Southern Oklahoma. It's the fall concert series put on by Discover Durant, and the first concert is Jason Boland and the Stragglers. It's a free event. It is on Thursday. Oh, hey. Okay, I almost let one thing slip by me. That is going on Thursday. Brandon, did you know that Southeastern's football team is 3-0?
3-0.
That's right, 3-0. Got another win at home. Back-to-back Saturdays that the Savage Storm's been at home. So Southeastern 3-0 in football. It's been a while since that's happened. So congratulations to Coach Tyler Fenwick and his group. Southeastern volleyball team lost yesterday or tonight. Lost. And so, but had a 3-game winning streak going too. So Southeastern volleyball is now 4-5 on the year. and coming along, really making some noise in the Great American Conference as well. So a shout out to Nicole Solom Mitchell and her group for what they're doing. So go Savage Storm. And again, like I said, we could go on for all night. There's so much going on. You just need to be aware of it. And we're doing our part to try to make you aware of it. All right, there we go. Brandon, anything else?
Hey, no, I just always appreciate Joey coming on. And, I will say this, that if any of you have not been a part or seen Joey McWilliams perform a wedding, you're missing out.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Okay, let's give a shout out to Shane and Jennifer Wilcox.
Yes.
Yes, just got married. And Brandon, you were a part of that wedding too. Got to perform a wedding. And Mama Mermaid, who just put in the comment section, I performed her wedding too, Brandon. That is a true story. So yes.
Nice.
A few people I've had a chance to get to perform their wedding. We have fun. Weddings should be fun. Seriously. Weddings should not be
a funeral.
Boring. Weddings should not be a funeral by any stretch of the imagination. And they should not be boring. Weddings should be fun. You should smile and enjoy it. So I hope that I made you smile and enjoy it. And Shane and Jennifer didn't do it. Mama Mermaid says they didn't wear shoes at her wedding. Thank you, Jack, for being on tonight. Shout out really quickly to Mama Mermaid, to Jack, to Kathy, to Dottie, to Michelle, who was on tonight. Brandon, you were in the comment section tonight. Man, you played dual role tonight. I mean, you're on the air and in the comments too.
Hey, just trying to help you out.
To everybody tonight that came on. And Linda, if you happen to stop by as well, thank you for stopping by tonight. Really quickly, as we wrap this up, we passed the half-hour mark. That means absolutely nothing on the internet because there is not another show coming on directly after this one tonight. I want to tell you three things. I want to say, one, you need to just be wise. Okay. And if you don't feel like you have enough wisdom, there are many days I get up and I look at what I have in store for me that day and go, how am I going to get this done? God said he would give it to you. He would give you wisdom. James chapter 1, verse 5, God said, if you'll ask, he'll give you wisdom. That's not too hard. It's not too hard to ask. And God said he wouldn't look down on you. He wouldn't find fault in you. He wouldn't get after you and go, why are you asking for wisdom? You're just always asking for wisdom. Yes, I do. And he said he would give it to us liberally, generously. And so if you need wisdom, you just ask. So I encourage you, be wise in what you do. Number 2, walk in love. It is free to walk in love. Okay, sometimes it costs a little bit more. Sometimes you have to look past some things. Sometimes you have to forgive a little bit. Sometimes you may go the extra mile. But I'm telling you what, it's worth it. It is honestly worth it. And when you walk in love, you may never know the difference that you're making in somebody's life, but I guarantee it'll be a positive one. And the third thing is this: do not live in fear. It goes back to number 1, being wise. It's all right to understand that we live in a world where there are lots of dumb and scary things that are happening, but you don't have to be scared. Okay? If you walk in wisdom, you take care of yourself, you put yourself in a position to do things well, man, that's the best way to live. Don't be afraid. Just respect situations around you. Okay. We know there's
Amen.
A lot. The mainstream media is going to try to make you afraid. Laugh in their faces. Don't be afraid. Walk in wisdom, walk in love. Don't walk in fear. Thank you, Jack. We're going to enjoy this cool weather. And there we go. It looks his oldest daughter. And yeah, sometimes I do look at my oldest daughter and ask for wisdom, but that's okay. I do it with daughter number 2, daughter number 3, and daughter number 4 too. Brandon, thanks again, man.
Thank
God
you.
bless you, sir.
Hey, appreciate it. Always a pleasure, Joey.
All right. We will sign off then. Next Tuesday night, we're going to do this one more time. Next Tuesday night, it will still be in the month of September. We may even talk a little bit more about the music series, and who knows when Brandon's going to show up again. We just never know. So be on the lookout. All right. God bless you all. Thanks to everyone for watching tonight. Really, 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 really appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Have a great night.
Thanks, Joey.